Over 78 years ago, the world was haunted with one of the darkest times known across the globe. This was the Holocaust. The Holocaust took place during World War II and was led by the German Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler. The Holocaust was a genocide against Jewish people across Europe and across the world. Many people know of the Holocaust and know of many of the things that happened, but they do not truly know the depths of the horrors that occurred. Many people do not realize the amount of abuse outside of the camps, the experimentation done on innocent people, and the mistreatment done to prisoners inside the camp. When people think of the Holocaust, they think of concentration camps, but in reality, there was many wrongs done outside of the concentration camps. Jewish people were taken from their homes and forced into small villages inside the cities. This image here is an image of a ghetto with a sign that states that anyone who tries to cross the fence will be killed. And this was found from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. According to the museum, as many as 2 million Jews were murdered in mass shootings or gas vans. These shootings and gassings were not done in concentration camps, and they were done on the streets of what the Jews once called their home. The museum also stated that ghettos are areas of cities and towns where German occupiers forced Jews to live in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions, and this was according to the first museum. Many people do not realize that these ghettos were so unsanitary that not only were the Jews dying from shootings and gassings, they were also dying due to illnesses and diseases. On an even darker note, many prisoners were subjected to experimentation. The prisoners were treated like animals and had no say in the matter of what was done to them. Paul Winling mentions in The Victims of Unethical Human Experiments and Coerced Research under National Socialism that the experiments varied from low pressure to being experimented on with freezing conditions. This means that they could have been put in a room and felt like they were suffocating or being crushed, or they could be forced in freezing waters and suffer from hypothermia. Many people do not realize this and not realize the painful experiments that were done on innocent people. The Nazis did this out of either their own pleasure or their own curiosity and treated everyone like animals. Winling also mentions 781 died before the end of the war as a result of experimentation when he was speaking on the amounts of fully documented deaths. This means that 781 people died alone from experimentations rather than the hard work and the gassings. This amount of people did not have a choice in the matter and had no hope to make it out of the concentration camps. Besides the experimentation, there was also countless other things done to cause suffering in the camps. When the Jews arrived at the camps, they were told that they were going to a different location to live and did not realize the horrors they would face. Many still thought they had hope of liberation and freedom. As their time in the camps grew on, this hope slowly faded away. Zislaw Rin, from Between Life and Death, Experiences of Concentration Camp Musselmen During the Holocaust, brings attention to how even the prisoners understood how little hope there was of surviving. A Musselman was a prisoner known around the camp for someone who has seen death's door and returned. This means that the prisoners were being put through so much torture and so much hard work that even the other people knew that they would not make it out there alive. This visual aid from the Eisenhower Library is an image of prisoners demonstrating torture methods used to Dwight D. Eisenhower. This image demonstrates the horrors of people were facing in the camps. Not only were they being tortured and they were being hard worked to the point of death, they were also being starved. Some people were starved to the point to where they were even committing acts on each other rather than trying to band together to survive. The prisoners were forced to work with the fear of being shot or sent to the gassing chambers. In summary, the alienation outside of camps, experimentation, and mistreatment are truly unthinkable things. The idea that one person could gather all these others and force these horrible things upon innocent people is truly unimaginable. One thing I will leave you with today is to know that knowledge is power. You now have the knowledge and wisdom to prevent something this awful from ever happening again. Thank you.